USAID is officially dead. In the space of a few weeks, much of the agency has been dismantled, work and spending ordered stopped, leadership and staff gutted by firings and disciplinary leaves, and the website taken offline. There are mixed feelings over this in Zimbabwe, where USAID spent over $105 million in fiscal year 2023 in humanitarian and development assistance. USAID Zimbabwe has a staff size of up to 500 employees working in fields such as agriculture, social development, and public health. All of them have been put on administrative leave. Local NGOs and contractors that relied on USAID grants also face collapse. These organizations often provided employment and services in marginalized communities, from clean water initiatives to gender-based violence support. For example, a local ICT products supplier who was supposed to supply office ICT supplies to a local USAID-funded NGO had his contract terminated as soon as the funding freeze went into effect. In the local health sector, local New Start centers are also reportedly closing down because of this freeze in funding, with patients being referred to local hospitals and clinics to get assistance. On the economic front, Finance Minister Mutuli has already said that because of this freeze in funding, the country will have to rely on domestic resource mobilization, which in other words means more taxes. On the other hand, there are some experts who argue that this USAID funding freeze is actually a positive for the country. They say this move by Trump will push the Zimbabwean government to avoid relying too much on foreign aid. Zimbabwe's government has long relied on donors to fund basic services instead of fixing systemic issues like corruption or illicit financial flows. According to statistics, only 10% of aid gets to its intended beneficiaries. The other 90% goes to fund bloated allowances, benefits, off-road cars, lavish parties, capacity-building workshops, and publications. Local hospitals are facing challenges procuring basic tools such as medical gloves and painkillers, while donor consultants run around the country in GD6 vehicles. There is also another issue of some corrupt politicians who use aid resources for political gains. Aid is distributed according to loyalty, not according to need. If you don't support or vote for candidate X, you don't get anything. Do you think this USAID funding freeze is a net positive for the country, or there is a disaster in the making? Please share in the comments.